And ladies and gentlemen, podcasts worldwide, the man of the hour, the tower of power, we're looking to promise, Mr. Fred Thomas.
Welcome to episode 58 of the Bass Shed podcast. My name is Ryan Roberts. What's up, folks? I am super excited about this episode. Today on the show is Fred Thomas. If you don't know about Fred Thomas, you need to know about Fred Thomas. Fred Thomas was the bass player for James Brown. He's going to talk about the years that he played with Brown. He's going to talk about how he got the gig with James Brown. He's going to talk about how he started playing the bass. He's going to talk about what he's up to now since James Brown's passing. That's kind of difficult to say quick. James Brown's passing. The passing of James Brown. Fred Thomas is responsible for the funkiest bass lines with the dude who created funk music. It doesn't get funkier than Fred Thomas. So you're going to want to stick around, listen to what he has to say about the nature of playing funk and working, what it was like working with James Brown, of course. So stick around for that. Trickfishamps.com. I had been playing their single channel preamp, the Minnow. I am now playing their dual channel preamp and AB box, the Trilobite, which I absolutely love. I've been doing a lot of gigs and traveling where I have to do where I'm playing upright and electric. I have a lot of quick changeovers, and having the Trilobite there, just click on the button, boom, the sound's dialed in. It's got two different gain structures. I'll be talking more about that. I should probably shoot a video or something explaining the Trilobite a little bit more, but I absolutely love it. Trickfishamps.com. Trickfish is also now manufacturing Mike Pope's FlexCore preamps. So stop by trickfishamps.com. Use the promo code TheBassShed for 10% off. lemurmusic.com. Everything you need for the double bass can be found at lemurmusic.com. Stop by the website. It's the new website. They're still uploading their inventory on the website. Shoot them an email. If you're looking for something specific, go to lemurmusic.com for everything you need for the double bass. All right, as I mentioned, Fred Thomas is on the episode. This is super exciting to me, and I love being able to connect. I want to thank Gabriel. Gabriel is the guitar player in Fred Thomas's current band. Gabriel was very involved with connecting me with Fred, and so thank you, Gabriel. That was huge. Thank you for all your work. And I'm so happy that I got the chance to speak with a living legend, Fred Thomas. He's going to speak to the nuance of playing funk music and how he thinks about it, and how it's just the feel of it all. Like all these micro decisions we make as bass players they're not conscious decisions. We're just kind of running to create this feel for the music. And you cannot talk about funk music without addressing the insane feel of it all. You know, like it's obviously not a deeply harmonic music. It's just about this vibe and this feeling, and just sitting on these grooves and just feeling good and kind of resting in the moment of feeling good. Fred created those bass lines, and he's going to talk about it. He's going to talk about. I really like the story about how he got the gig with James Brown. Actually, I've been telling that story to friends since we did this interview. Fred and I did the interview. I love that story. So let's not put it off any longer. Here's my talk with bassist Fred Thomas. Mr. Fred Thomas, how are you, sir?
Yeah, not bad.
Nice. What basses you got? We got behind you there, right there.
Well, he got a P bass and he got a jazz bass. This is Gabriel bassist down at the studio here.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. What you guys are on the East Coast. Where are you at in the East Coast? You in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Nice. Where are you from originally?
I'm from where I moved back to Georgia.
Okay.
Moved back to Georgia in April. I've been in New York since since 65.
Oh man. You just got burnt out? Is too much?
Oh, well, I went back, had, family reason to go back. And then after my wife passed... I'm
sorry to hear that. I'm really very sorry to hear that.
So wasn't nothing else here for me to do. I just left the rest of the family in the house, and I said, time for me to just get on out from the house and come back down in Georgia, where I was born and raised at and whatnot. But I've been up here, man. It seems like I've been up here more than I've been in Georgia.
Yeah. What was it like to go back to Georgia after you'd been gone for so long? I mean, it's got to be completely different.
Boring as hell.
Yeah. I mean, after New York, kind of every place is.
Some odd year, 50 years in New York, man. Of course, I always said New York was the greatest city in the world. Always asked me, what is, the best city, Fred, that you've been to? I said, man, New York. Now, I'm not prejudiced, but hey.
Yeah, it's New York. It's New York. So you started playing when you were living in Georgia. You started playing the bass back then. What did you come from a musical family? Was there other members of your family that were musicians?
Not really. All of my brothers, I had 3 brothers and my sister. We all could like back in the woods in Georgia, man, like we had the fish fries and the chicken fries, and we had old guitar, acoustic guitar, the fram on and stuff.
Okay.
In high school,
yeah,
we called ourselves, had a little band, we tried to fram, but we weren't doing that. We know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
I really got out of high school, man, in 64.
Okay.
Yeah, man, from Washington, Georgia, where I finished school at, and came back there for a minute. Then I came to New York in 65 in August. And my cousin and husband, I always kept an acoustic guitar with me, though, framming on it.
Yeah.
My cousin husband lived upstairs from where I came up to New York. And he was a professional bass player, so.
Okay.
You want to learn how to play guitar? He said, I can't teach you no guitar, but I can teach you how to play bass.
Yeah.
But me, I ain't doing nothing no way. In the full string, man, just took him out off the guitar.
Okay.
And he put me on the boardwalk, man, by the drifter on the boardwalk.
Yeah.
He showed me that line, man, and he showed me no more. I went from there.
Okay, and that was it. You just kept learning songs from the radio?
Actually, I couldn't play. This guy Cheese, the guitar player Cheese. I met him at the same time, around the same time I come to New York. He couldn't play guitar. I couldn't play bass.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got together, man. We started jamming out tunes, man, learning tunes,
Yeah.
And we did that all the way up until on and off, man. Well, we started gigging, but then I worked with a lot of other different people from 66. I started doing gigs in 66.
Okay.
So I started,
you've only been playing the bass, what, a year? A little over a year?
Not even a year.
Okay, now you're already gigging. Nice. You picked up on it quick.
Making $15 a night, man. That was a lot of
money. Yeah. And there's still spots that pay that.
Awesome. Yeah, but that's the deal, though, man. So I've been into it a long time, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And then how'd you so what were these gigs you were doing? Just little cover groups? You're playing parties, house parties? What kind of things were these gigs?
Back in the 60s, back at that time?
Yeah, 65.
Oh no! In '66, I started playing little gigs. There were little clubs, man.
Okay.
All the little bar room, had a little back room in them,
Yeah.
Over 50 people, but we was back in there, man. I mean, it was great for us, because me and Cheese was, just like that. We was the same guys that went with James Brown.
Yeah.
Like the basis of his rhythm section, when I went with Brown. Me and him, cause we had, when you grow up together and learn how to play together,
Yeah. There's a connection there that's pretty deep.
Absolutely. But I played club. Then after GSP passed, I played with different other people too, some gigs, and then I learned got with some people that showed me, wanted me to play bass with them. But they did jazz and da. So I went through that,
Okay. Now you never did the upright though, right? It was always just the electric bass.
It was a guy named Wilbur Harrison.
Wilbur Harrison. Okay.
He was an upright bass player, man. You know, he's like a poetic type
Yeah.
guy. Stuff and played upright bass, and he showed me a few things on it, man. It was interesting, but I couldn't make no money with the upright bass.
Right.
So
Go where the money is, man. Yeah, for sure.
that's what it, you know, because I was playing, you know, Funk, Otis Red, and James Brown, Wilson Pickett, and Sam and Dave, and all those people, you know, back in the '60s, you know. So
yeah, so all those guys were the early influences. All the bass lines by Duck Dunn or Jamerson or Babbitt, and any of the Motown or Memphis things. Like those were the tunes you were locking in with.
you know, Ryan, you know, of course, I've actually been this a million times.
Sure.
Who was your favorite bass player? You know, I said, well, Dan Jamerson was my favorite bass.
Me too.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Listen to him, you know, and whatnot. I said, well, I don't play like him, but that's a certain thing that he got that I love about him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little thing.
Yeah.
Before he deliver, you know, and I mean, and when he deliver, he come with the force, you know.
Yeah. Is I mean, we could talk about James Jamerson, you know, for probably a whole nother hour, just because of everything he was doing, and the instrument was still so young, and he was such an innovator. That's why I think he's the best, is because he didn't learn that stuff from everybody. We all learn it from him, but he just generated it.
Generated it, man. He brought it on.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
How I feel about this song, you know.
Yeah, and it was right. All of it was just timeless, like right out of the gate.
Absolutely.
So from 66, 65, 66, you're playing these little clubs. Were you just continuing to do that? Just kind of wherever you could pick up some work? Were you working with any specific bands regularly?
Well, it was me and Cheese. We had a band called the Flams.
Okay.
You know, and you know, like you know, it's a small unit and whatnot. But through the years, we started moving out, you know, playing better gigs. We did some Sonic Hall Temple gigs, and you know, we played some gigs in Manhattan, and Smallest Paradise, Baby Grand, and you know, stuff around New York and whatnot.
Yeah.
Basically, then I had a trip. I went out and traveled out in California in around 68 with a group. We did that for 3 months and stuff like that. And I started picking up doing, you know, bigger things, you know, whatnot. But that's about for us. It got. We was really just getting ready to record. You know, when Brown came along, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we had rehearsed some stuff and got stuff ready to go into the studio, which would never, you know, happen. Well, Brown came through, and you know, like we never got back to that stage. So we was really like locking on to cats like, you know, the Commodore, the Gap Band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Dang, them cats, man, they was hot. I said we was on the same, like around New York, that same circuit.
Okay.
At the time. And as a matter of fact, we was on that circuit when Brown came in and he was my band.
And now how'd that come about? He just heard you and she's playing in a club one night?
Yeah, well, I had this band. Yeah, we was playing the Smallest Paradise. Did you ever hear the Smallest Paradise?
No.
Smallest Paradise, Big Will Chamberlain. Smallest Paradise. Well, that's one of the top clubs like in Manhattan, man. You know what? Like I say, with all the
No, Smalls Paradise isn't Smalls, the jazz club, right? Because I've heard of Smalls, but Smalls Paradise is something else.
Well, actually, it's probably the same club.
Okay.
In there too. But it was a popular room. And at the time, you know, the basketball player, Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah, for sure.
He owned it at the time. You know, all the guys, we were like I'm talking about like the Gap Band and the Commodores. I mean, like anytime cats come, like them guys come through New York,
mm-hmm.
You know, that was that type of circuit.
Okay.
Gap Band and like I said, the Commodores, Cool and the Gang, and you know, all them guys, man.
Nice.
So my band, we started working the Smallest Paradise, and that's where it all came about.
Okay.
You know, and whatnot. And well, one thing I can pat myself on the back about, like, ever since me and Cheese learned together, we always had great arrangements.
Right.
And we had a tight band.
Yeah.
Everything was tight, man. You know, all of the hits and the transitions and everything was so, you know, in tune.
Mm-hmm.
Brown came into a smallest paradise. You want to hear the story?
Yeah, I'd love to.
James coming to smallest paradise. He had been working up in Harlem promoting this record Sex Machine. You know, that was hot. You know, that was bust. And so him and his entourage coming to smallest paradise this particular night. And we was playing, man. It was just four of us. You know, a rhythm section, guitar, bass, drums, and the sax.
Okay.
He came in and, you know, the crowd went ecstatic. It was crazy. And Mr. Brown, sing a song. You know, they begged him up to sing a song. And he said, these band don't know my music. These guys, they can't play my music. And the people in the crowd said, yeah, they play everything, you know, like that. And he said, y'all know Sex Machine? And he said, yes, sir. Of course, you know, Sex Machine. We always stayed up with the hot stuff, you know.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'll see how y'all cats know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. We gonna want to do it. I want to do it. And he went to do a little thing. Can I cut it off? Hey, man, can I cut it off? Then he hit it 1, 2, 3, 4. Get it. We kill it, man.
Yeah.
Kill it. And when he ended the song with the 8 hit, we did all that. Where he just got down on the knees and hollering,
Yeah.
During the time when Boost and them was on our way out.
Mm-hmm.
And he told his manager, Mr. Charles Barber, he said, hi the whole band.
Oh, man.
He said, hi the whole band.
Just like that.
And that's crazy. That's how it came about, man. You know, like, and we was high, you know. From then on, you know, like we went ahead rehearsal for about a week with Fred Wesley. And next thing I know, I was in Toledo, Ohio, man, doing a big show, about 10,000 people.
How long after? How long after like that one night where he sits in on your gig till you're on the stage with him? How much time had passed?
Probably about 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. So such a quick turnaround. You know, you're just playing a little club and then all of a sudden it's 10,000 people. That's crazy.
You know, the thing about it, Ryan, I was nervous as a broke dick dog, man. I said, wow, man, all these people, man. And the thing about it, Brown was doing, you know, like you do an hour and a half show, right?
Yeah.
I was doing 2 hours, 15 minutes, stuff like that, or 2.5 hours if he got happy. And I had a week's rehearsal. And and you know, he got the breaks and the hits.
Yeah.
But I had a good memory, man. You know, that's where I learned. You know, so I remember anything. You know, but
that's great.
The whole fucking show, man, for 2 hours. You know, and he congratulated me. He said, "Man, you learned everything. You know, a few little things that you wasn't for sure with. You know, but you learned everything, man." He said, "You know." Yeah. So that's how we got in, man, and. Right away with the new nucleus, man, he wanted to go into the studio.
Oh, wow. Right away.
You know, after about a couple of months, he wanted to go to the studio. So we went in the studio.
And then what was that first record you cut with him?
Hot Pants.
Hot Pants. Yeah. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to go down the track list right now.
Oh, okay.
What do you remember from the session? Were you guys recorded in New York?
No, I think it was in, what the hell was that? It wasn't New York, bro. I think it was Columbia, South Carolina. I think it was. Mm-hmm. I think so, man. So, you know, a lot of years, man. Shit some passed by and went by and come back and went by. But it was Jefferson, man. You know, like he gave me a crazy line, man. You know, when you used to just playing bass and Brown came up with all these simple lines, man, and you got to make a simple line to make it groove. You know, that's what's the party part about. You know?
Yeah. So where would you go to get some information to create this line? You're listening to what the guitar's doing, you're listening to what the drums are doing, you're listening to what the melody is. But then what else would you use to inform some of these bass lines?
Well, the bottom line is Brown actually gives you all the instruments. He give everybody their part. You get a guitar, tell him how you wanted to play, like the rhythm, and then you get a bass line,
Okay, so he kind of told you how he wanted the line to go.
He gave me the line. He gave me that line.
Okay.
He gave me lines, but just playing the lines, like it still got to be a groove.
Yeah, absolutely.
We always screamed about the one, one, give me a one, on the one. He's the only cat that I know that I knew that do that.
Yeah, but then that was because of his dancing, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
You always know when you hit him on that one, he ain't lost. He's right there.
Yeah.
That's the result, man. Like it was just my style of playing, man. And me and Cheese grooving together. Like we made grooves out of whatever he gave us, man. Like me and him had that vibe.
Yeah.
To feed off each other, so to speak. And Hot Trance was just such a, I don't know. I don't even know.
So I have the whole personnel here for that record. It's James Brown, Bobby Bird, Hearlon Cheese Martin, and Bobby Lee Coleman on guitar. You on bass, Fred Thomas. St. Clair, Pickney on tenor. Jimmy Parker, who I'm assuming is Maceo, on alto.
Yeah, Jimmy Parker. That was what the other member with my band when Brown.
Okay. That was Maceo? Maceo was in your band?
That was Jimmy Parker.
Oh, Jimmy Parker. Okay. Not Maceo Parker. Fred Wesley on trombone. Daron Safford. Russell Crimes on trumpet. Johnny Griggs on congas, and Jabbo Starks on drums. Was Starks the drummer in your band?
No.
With Cheese, or was that a different drummer on the record?
Oh, what happened with Jabbo was with Brown for years, way before I got there.
Okay.
Yes, quite a few years before I got there. Anyway, no, what happened, the funny thing about that, man, when Brown hired the whole band, the drummer didn't go because he had got inducted into the service. He was playing that night, but you could say that his Uncle Sam papers was in his pocket. He was going to the Army.
Oh, man.
Sam took him. We went with Brown. The other three of us went with Brown.
That was 66?
Yeah.
Oh. Did he make it back?
71 we went with Brown.
Okay.
So when Brown hired us, the drummer went into the service.
Yeah.
But he never played with Brown at all.
Did the drummer make it back from I'm assuming he went overseas to Vietnam, correct?
He made it back.
Okay. Good. So that was the first record you did with Brown. What was the next record you did with Brown? And what was touring like when you're used to, let's start there. What was touring like after you're touring this record? You're used to these small clubs, and now you're doing the James Brown experience for 2 hours, and it's 2 hours of high energy all over the place. And he's who he is. And huge stadiums, concerts. What kind of things were you playing? What was that touring like?
What can I tell you, man? It was just touring, that doing something. And like, I was a funny cat, man. It's never like stuff like that. It's never excited me for the fact of it, or I don't want to, but the thing about it, I was just touring with Brown, and the most exciting part about touring was going to different places, different cities.
The traveling, yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I wasn't really overly excited. I never got excited by playing with Brown. As a matter of fact,
love it.
Out on the road, and I come back off the road with Brown. That was people in the neighborhood. They said, "Man, why are you hanging with these cats over here? James Brown, you shouldn't be hanging over there. Why are you hanging with these cats like that? You should be hanging with that. I said, listen, that's me, you know. I'm not just hummer like that, you know. My friends, my people, I don't feel no different than I felt before around them. You know, I don't feel like I'm high and mighty or I'm playing with James Brown, this, that, and other. I never felt like that.
Yeah, know? That's great. That's great. I mean, there's so many other people I don't think are able to say that's what's important to them. You know, I think it's very cool that you're still interested in staying grounded.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Keep my head on here. I don't want to get big headed, you know.
No, that's great, man. That's great. So you did the tours, and then what is the next record you do with James?
Well, the first then came to JB's, man.
Okay.
The first song we did was "Pass the Peace."
Mm-hmm.
That's when the JB's came in. You know, we did 5 albums with the JB's, and then they had Len Collin. One of the songs that was sampled that I played bass on was "You Better Think."
Yeah.
So I recorded a couple of albums with her, and I recorded with Bobby Bird.
Okay.
So, you know, I got a bunch of recordings, man. You know, I'm trying to get paid now. Absolutely, man, for sure.
Is that working out? Is that working out for you?
Man, you know, I didn't realize that how much my bass lines had been sampled, man.
Yeah.
So, I had this guy about a year ago to do my website for me. And he went into all this, showed me all this stuff, man. He said, man, you got so many songs and lines from different tunes, samples, you know, hundreds of times, 50 times, da-da-da. And so that's a way to get paid for it. And then also, man, got to get a lawyer for this. I just haven't never taken the time to do it, you know, for all of the music that I recorded. Because all the stuff I recorded with Brown and JB, this whole production, hey, man, there's a lot of bass, you know, bass lines and stuff. So the thing is, I had to have a lawyer, and I had to go in, and I didn't record all of the bass lines from all of the songs, you know, that was recorded, all of the album. But I say 85% of all of the album I recorded all the bass.
Yeah.
But then I have to go through all these albums and pick out, you know, each song that I played on, you know, get the credentials right on it, and put all that together, you know, for the lawyers to pursue getting paid, you know. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot out there, you know, that I plan to get into to do. But I was planning on, like, when I moved south, right? I figured I would have more time to do that.
Yeah.
You know. Then I had also set up a school to teach school in New York, you know, about the funk.
Yeah.
You know, master class with, you know, a lot of people, some guys who want to just learn, you know, what was my whole thing, you know, how I did these lines and why I think of this line and what was the purpose, how did I play this line and make it feel like it feel, and etc. So,
the feel on all those records was so specific. And I was talking with a drummer, I don't know what it was, a couple weeks ago, I think, and we were talking about those grooves, you know, specifically from James Brown. And then it, like, if it was a really academic musician that goes and tries to play these grooves, you know, completely metronomically correct and like boom, 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 and mechanically and technically precise, it doesn't have the feel at all. There's this swagger to those grooves that you have to practice. Like, that's to really nail some of those grooves, you know, like they were played, takes more time than I think. You can't just listen to it and be like, oh, you know, it's E flat to D flat and then back D flat or whatever it might be. Like, the feel of those things is very specific. It's very specific, and it's fantastic. I love that stuff.
Well, that's what always makes the difference, man. And like I tell a lot of musicians, and I said, and one thing you always remember, you know, and it took me a long time, man, to get the band that I have now for the past 7 years since Brown died. You know, when he died in 2006, I had to go back and regroup
Yeah.
You know, start back to playing, like in the field again. And
were you playing with him at the end there when he passed? Were you playing on some of his last performances? Were you back with him?
We was booked, man, for the whole holiday weekend. We were supposed to be at BB King's, and we were supposed to be going to Canada, and we were supposed to play it in Jersey, for like Christmas Day and New Year's and New Year's Eve, and then after that,
Yeah.
we had about 4 gigs to do, and we didn't do one yet. We were supposed to do one that Christmas night.
Yeah.
Christmas morning, like at 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, but yeah, he was wide open, man. He was touring. He even slowed down a lot, because he's that age, and he's kind of sickly too a little bit, different stuff going on with him, whatnot.
Sure.
But like me and him come kind of close, like during that time.
Mm-hmm.
But back to but what I was talking about, whatever you play. Now, the problem I have with musicians, man, whatever I want you to play, like I say, what you're doing, you're playing fine. That is fine, but it's one little specific thing, but not like that gonna make the difference in what you. It's just big old gap and nothing, just a little something that's gonna make the difference in the whole groove. Because you have drummers, man, that they want to play the one. Like when we were doing Brown. So as a matter of fact, the drummer that went with us when Brown Hires went into the service, after Brown died, the guy was back here in New York. I said, listen, man, I'm going to get you to play drum. We're going to go all the way back.
Okay. Okay.
Get you to play drum. But you know what that guy told me, Ryan? After the first rehearsal, you come out to the second rehearsal, he said, man, I hear you always talking about playing the one, but I'm telling you now, I'm not going to play no one all the time. I said, bye. Listen, you got to play the one on Brown stuff. Yeah. All music got a one.
Sure.
But Brown got to emphasize the one, like,
yeah, really lay into it.
Stop that one in there. And so if you're going to do Brown music, fine. But we playing with some Pickett, Otis, and, like them guys like that, OJs or somebody like that. You don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to play Brown music, which I will be doing, then you got to play that one. You know, and trying to get cats to just play a specific thing seems like it's so difficult, man. Cats, they want to go back and go to jamming it the way that they want to jam.
Yeah. And playing and keeping it simple for that long. Like some of those, like the Big Payback. There's a song that comes to mind. Was that you on bass, the Big Payback?
Oh, the guy named Charles Sorrell.
Okay. But grooves like that of James Brown, where you're just sitting on it forever and just holding it right there and keeping that feel so consistent. That's its own challenge. Like that's sometimes more difficult than playing a bunch of stuff that's fancy or impressive, just holding it. And I talk about that quite a bit, actually. Like that's the consistency of just laying it down and holding it there and not moving.
Right word, brother.
Yeah.
It's really, you never let up, man. It's there. Every bar is there. And you got to keep that,
Yeah.
Drop back. I mean, like with Gabriel playing guitar, me and him met, and he started playing. Yes, I had him just come around, man. We hang out and whatnot. And I told him about, about the rhythm. And he cares that shit now, though, man. How to play that cheese rhythm, that straight rhythm, and how to lock it in. Lock it, and whatnot. And told him that, as a matter of fact, we were trying to do something here, and he sent me I think it was Soul Pop, and he was. I did a bass line, so that's a bass line. I sent it to him. I sent him to play the guitar with it, but he couldn't get it to timing right. Yeah. That's because I know what the problem is. You accent the one I said, no, that's for the drummer to do. You know what? I mean, it's easy to misinterpret.
Yeah.
You know, now, but you playing like you playing the drum. On the one, you just play the tank,
Yeah.
You know, like you rushing it. You're gonna sound like you're rushing every time. Yeah, but anyway, a lot of stuff goes with that.
Yeah,
man.
but that's all just like the small details of working it out. You know, working out the groove together as a rhythm section, which is important. To circle back, I want to talk about what you would just referenced is putting together your own group. I want to come back to that. But what happened to Cheese? Is Cheese still around? Is Cheese still with us? Is he still playing?
Man, she dropped out. You know, like Ryan in last of 75, we call them power play, like the band quit, the whole band quit, just before 1976 came in, the whole band quit.
Okay.
Jeez. He got messed up, man, out there, drinking, and she liked to drink.
Mm-hmm.
He got messed around out there, man, during the time that we was all called. I went to American Ever College, man, for 2 years, just to get some youth, and I took 2 years in college, in American Ever. And she, during that time, man, he was just dug himself into a hole, man. Went out, and got lost interest in playing guitar. I said, man, I tried to get him to come to New York. I said, man, come to my house in New York. I'll put you up and help you get back on your feet. And I said, I'll feed you. I'll do that, but I ain't buy you no drugs.
Yeah.
But I will take care of you, and got guitar, we go in my basement and we can get back into it, man. But he had no interest, man. So 2 or 3 years ago now, man, but he went through a rough time, man.
Okay.
But with us, and Jimmy Nolan, man. Jimmy Nolan was a hell of a cat.
Yeah. So now we're to when James Brown passes in 2006. Do you take some time off? What year do you start putting together your group and getting your current outfit together?
I started in 2000 after he died,
Okay, you're just right into it.
Well, no, I'm sorry. We died in 2000. I started 2007.
Okay. Yeah, what was it? It was Christmas Eve? Passed away. Right. I remember that.
And but it's in January 1997, I started, trying to put a group together, whatnot. I had some old school players, man. That cats that I played with. I said, man, listen, I could do this. I could get me a manager or whatever and book some gigs. I said, but I got to have a tight band. The band.
Yeah.
It never happened, man. It never happened.
Well, you're doing some gigs now. You got a band now. That's not that band.
Yeah, but this like you talking about into 2000s and stuff.
Yeah. No, it didn't happen back in 97. He had to wait till 2007.
But it was I started doing some things, man, with different guys in the band and whatnot. But anyway.
You never got into that, huh? You never got into the slapping.
Not really. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you try it?
Yeah. I mess with it a little bit. I do a little bit, but I'm not like a real player. When it comes to, what
You're a legend. What are you talking about?
When it comes to slapping, I'm not. Listen, reason I tell you why. Because, in a sense, to me, that's kind of like funky, faster bass man. But I always played a solid bass, nothing fancy. And the reason I really came up doing that is because I sing. I always sung. When I was in high school, I used to sing all the time. Couldn't play nothing, but I could sing a little bit.
Does that go all the way back to being in Georgia and being in the woods and just pounding out some guitar and singing along?
Oh, well, I did it in school. You know, school.
Okay.
We had a little group in school, stuff like that, and whatnot. But like now, man, that I play and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking now. I can still be playing bass, you know, or playing a groove, or whatever going on, and keep the conversation natural, you know. And it takes a lot. You can be funny on the mic, or sing on the mic, or you can talk to people in the audience on the mic while you're still playing.
Right.
It can be kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You know, unless you did it. You know, and I came up when I learned how to play bass. I was the vocalist for the little group I had.
Okay.
So I come up that way playing bass and singing at the same time, and you know, doing my little MC thing and et cetera, et cetera. I did all that, and a lot of people, you know, I play with my thumb, right?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to talk to you about that too, because not only did you, you know, you didn't really get into the slap thing, but you were still playing with the thumb. I hadn't heard you slap, but I knew you played with the thumb. That's why I was curious.
Mm-hmm. I did. I started playing. I played with my thumb because I learned when I was learning how to play. I was playing like that, but the singing at the same time, to me, it was more dominant playing with the thumb and singing. Like I always played simple lines, you know, like you know, I just lay them lines in.
Yeah.
And sing it, you know, and sing at the same time, you know. Fa, 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 fa. You know, all that stuff like
right. You could just lock it in easier when it's just your thumb.
It was easier for me to do that. Now,
okay.
Some of the videos I did with Brown, I did play with my fingers.
Okay.
You can play with my fingers. Sometimes the thumb get a little tired.
Were you doing the Jamerson, just the one? Were you doing two?
Well, I do a little thing. I just do the one, basically one. In the recent years, now, for instance, you know, I put both of these in, you know,
okay,
and whatnot. But that's not my style, you know.
Yeah,
yeah, singing and playing and doing the same thing, you know, with the thumb, you know. But I use, you know. I can do triplets. I do triplets, you know, cause between these two fingers here, you know, like the.
But you got the index and the thumb there. Yeah. For everybody that can't see the video, you got the index finger and the thumb. You can get a triplet out like that, like thumb, index, thumb. Is that how it'd be grouped? Like thumb, index, thumb? That's how you get triplets?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of crazy, but it works.
Yeah, man, if it works, whatever, go with it.
You know.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it works.
Nice. The group you put together in 2007, is that the group you have now, or did you go through a couple different personnel?
Man, please.
I'm assuming that's a no. It's not the same group.
Hey, Jose, man. You know, and just through the years as it went along, man, there was people's, man. You know, like some of my partners and whatnot. I said, yo, man, I love you to death, man. You know, but I gotta let you go, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's business. This is business. Y'all don't understand it. And you want to put yourself, go that extra road, you know, like to get what I need and give it to me. You still want to do what you want to do, you know, and whatnot.
Right.
And I hold on to you, man, but you're hurting the rest of the band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to go.
What instrument? Was that almost every instrument you had to have that conversation?
I done had that conversation with keyboard players.
Okay.
Guitar players and drummers, especially drummers. Mm-hmm. Drummers, man. You see a cat come in, want to play drums, see him flipping the stick up, you know. His fingers and shit, you know. You say, you already know, sir. We got a trick drummer here. He want to show off. you know. As a matter of fact, I'm going through. But I got a good drummer now, man. The guy Ramsey Jones is a good drummer, you know. And about 4-5 years ago, when he first worked with me at BB King, I used to do like tribute thing at BB King's every Christmas since Brown died.
Mm-hmm.
For that day, you know, I did a lot of Brown stuff on BB King, but they closed it now anyway. But that drummer I got now, man, he didn't have a clue. He didn't have a clue, man. Good drummer at the time, but he didn't have a clue about playing James Brown music, you know, like it really was supposed to be. Like you said, it sounds like one thing, but when you get ready to play it, you can play the notes. But
like really getting into what goes into that feel. It's different than just sitting down and like reading the line off music or something. Like you have to really work that out with the record to get that feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good stuff. What's the name of your group?
This is Fred Thomas Band.
Okay, Fred Thomas Band. Nice.
I had a few names. FTB, same thing.
Okay. Okay. How many dates? How many dates you got coming up? You got some things coming up?
Well, I got Saturday. Well, I did a gig. I did 2 gigs already. I got a gig Saturday, and I got a gig Sunday.
Nice.
Both of those in New York. Then I got a gig, 2 gigs next weekend. One in Brooklyn and the other one in Philly. You know.
Oh, okay. So you still go back up to New York to play quite a bit.
Yeah. I've been out south since April, but I've been coming back up. You know, cause nothing was open before.
Yeah. Right.
But I've been gigging, man. I've been to Chicago about 3 times, and
okay.
Did some gigs up there, and I went to you heard of the Telluride Festival in Telluride, Colorado?
Oh yeah, Telluride. Yeah, it's a big jazz festival.
Yeah, I did that. I did that for 2 weeks.
Okay.
10 days anyway. But it was a blues festival. I did it with a group called the Music Makers, you know.
Okay.
It was all blues guys, man, basically, you know what I mean? So
that's
I never
cool.
played a whole blues gig in my life.
That's hilarious.
But I do, you know, I have on all of my sets, I always have 2, 3 or 4 blues that I do. BB, Bobby Blue Bland, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I only know the one song by him. Ain't No Love.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, that's the only one I know of him. I don't know anything else he's done.
Mm-hmm.
I only know that song of his.
Yeah.
But I like that tune a lot.
I don't know a lot of blues. Like I told them guys, man, listen, I can do the tune because I play some blues. You know, you ever play gospel?
You know, yeah, I've done it. You know, I've gotten hired to do those churches a lot, you know, and it'd be sometimes there's a legit organ player and I'm just copying what the organ player is kicking. And then sometimes it's like a keyboard guy. But I've done some of it, yeah.
I've did a lot of gospel music, you know, myself. But the thing about it is, when I left Brown in 84, I quit. Last of 75, went back in 80.
Okay.
I stayed there until 84, you know.
Okay.
But in that time, I started playing gospel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when I first jumped off into that, I said, you know what? I don't know, something I'm not doing right. It just felt wrong. You know, not mentally wrong, but the overall feel of gospel.
Yeah.
These simple lines, but it's just not the same. You know, it took me a minute to make that transition.
Sure.
Feeling the gospel and not just playing the notes. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like,
yeah, really lock into that pulse and that thing that's happening.
Took me a minute, man. You know.
Yeah.
So when I went to play the blues festival, you know, I told the guy, send me the music. You know, so I could learn the music. You know, before I get there. And I pick up punters from some of the blues players, the old school blues player, you know, the punters and tactile, and say, listen, when we're doing a slow blues, just don't play the line, you know, like, you know, do a walking bass kind of.
Okay.
You playing blues. Most of the time, even for the slow tune, you play I don't want
Yeah.
ready like just walk it out to fill it out. And that felt kind of strange. And I did it one night, man, when he told me, he said, yeah, that's it.
But even within those types of lines, what you were talking about earlier, that it just takes that little bit to really lock it in. On lines like that, like there's always so specific about where you release those notes or how long you're going to hold those notes to really make that feel everything it's supposed to be. And it's such a, you can't measure it. It's just a feel thing. But where you release those notes is absolutely everything on those slow walking lines like that. It's everything. It's everything. So it's not just the pattern you're going through. Like, oh, it's easy. It's 4 chords in this pattern. Like, no, you have to commit every note to so much sensitivity of where you're going to release the note.
Absolutely. It's amazing, man. I plan to, man, like in November, I don't have nothing in November, like at all. But, from June, last of June, July, August, and September, and this month, I've really been pretty busy,
Right.
But November, I want to lock down, man, and see can I get my school going again.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to do the Zoom thing, or something like that. But I got to do something,
Sure. Sure. Time to call that lawyer and get that money you're owed.
Yeah.
Have that lawyer go digging around. You can take a vacation. You can go out to Hawaii and have this lawyer go find you some money that you're already owed.
Yeah, I did a lot of work on that,
That's good, man. You should. I don't know exactly how all that stuff works, but you find the right lawyer, I'm sure that they know and they'll know how to track it down.
Let me tell you, like this song Brown did go to JB, you're gonna have a funky good.
Oh yeah, of course.
When Brown wanted to record that song, this is how I just did some of the lines that I played with Brown on this recording. On that song, he said, "They're gonna have a funky good time." Well, he gave a walking bass line. Doom, 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 doom.
Okay.
And I put a hook on.
Yeah.
So to make it, like the change.
Yeah. Give it a little bit more motion.
Yeah. So I doubled up that line on it when that's made it a fucking hell of a hit.
Yeah.
He did this pattern like Goodfoot.
Yeah.
Which is, I always said it was a stupid line.
Now, did you play Cold Sweat? Because I've read different things that or maybe it was 2 different recordings of Cold Sweat.
Yeah.
I read something that you played it, and then I think the guy after or before you, maybe. I forgot his name.
Odom,
yes.
I think.
Yeah. Okay, Bernard cut that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Because I didn't I had looked up a bunch of when doing transcribing stuff, and I got really into the bass players that had played with James, and but like some of the years were always confusing about what I could find online about who played with him when and who cut what stuff. There's conflicting information, and I don't know if that's because recording, when you did the recording dates, if everybody wrote down, like some of those old Jamerson things, like there was no catalog or record of who was on the session.
Yeah. Well, that's when Brown days, until they start re-releasing stuff on the CDs, that's when they found out, who was playing on the record.
Right. So how would that go? You get to the studio back in those days,
man. Yeah. They never put our name on it. James Brown, you wrote it and played it, everything, and sung everything. There was no insert.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, it's a completely different time. Now everybody wants everybody wants to get on the record and be listed on the record for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm going like I'm here until the 1st of November, and I'm going back to Augusta, man, and try to put a few things together. But that would be a great time, man. We can just make a connect or something, and you just
absolutely. Have you teach funk?
Cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, man. Like, you're the source. We all grew up learning your lines, so we might as well learn them from you.
Oh man, yeah, I feel you.
That's it, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to do this.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Good rap, man, and I look forward to.
All right, we'll be in touch for sure. Thanks, Fred.
Man, have a good day. Appreciate
all right, you too. Yes, sir. All right. That was my talk with Fred Thomas. Such a great time to connect with him. Such a great time to connect with him. Fred and I are going to be... we're talking about having him teach funk at thebassshed.com. I mean, there's nobody better to learn funk from than, the dude that played with James Brown. So stick around for that. I'll have more news as that kind of formulates, and Fred and I can work out some scheduling things for all that. I love his story. I love hearing about it all. I just had a great time all around. I had such a great time all around. I'm going to go back and transcribe a bunch of those lines and check them all out, because there's some deep feel things in it all. So that's my talk with Fred Thomas. If you're enjoying the Bass Shed podcast, please hit subscribe. You can also find me at facebook.com/The Bass Shed. You can find me on Instagram at The Bass Shed, on Twitter at Bass Shed. I will be releasing news there, not only about what's happening with the podcast, but what's happening with the website and the transcriptions I'm doing. I'll probably also be talking about the record. I just recorded my own record. I'll be talking to that as that gets closer too. That's all I got, folks. Thanks for listening. Thank you again to Gabriel for all your hard work to connect me with Fred Thomas. Thank you, Fred, for taking the time. And I will catch you all on the next one in a minute.